Good morning, everybody. Hope you're keeping well. We're going down to the church to record the service again shortly. But as you will have heard yesterday, we got some good news. The Northern Ireland Executive made a decision about the reopening of churches, and that is good news. We're just waiting to hear some of the details that are going to come out in the next week, and Session will make a decision about how and when to reopen our buildings for worship very soon. So just watch this space, I suppose, as we think about that and as we make that decision. It is good news, and we are looking forward to being back together again, but we want to do it in the right way, and we want to do it in the safe way and in the best way possible. So we will take that decision at the right time. We're going to read together from the Psalms again this morning, Psalm 27. Let me read it to you. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When evildoers assail me to eat up my flesh, my adversaries and foes, it is they who stumble and fall. Though an army encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war arise against me, yet I will be confident. One thing have I asked of the Lord, that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to gaze upon the beauty of the Lord and to inquire in his temple. For he will hide me in his shelter in the day of trouble. He will conceal me under the cover of his tent. He will lift me high upon a rock. And now my head shall be lifted up above my enemies all around me. And I will offer in his tent sacrifices with shouts of joy. I will sing and make melody to the Lord. Hear, O Lord, when I cry aloud. Be gracious to me and answer me. You have said, seek my face. My heart says to you, your face, O Lord, do I seek. Hide not your face from me. Turn not your servant away in anger, O you who have been my help. Cast me not off. Forsake me not, O God of my salvation. For my father and my mother have forsaken me, but the Lord will take me in. Teach me your way, O Lord, and lead me on a level path because of my enemies. Give me not up to the will of my adversaries, for false witnesses have risen against me, and they breathe out violence. I believe that I shall look upon the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait for the Lord. Be strong, and let your heart take courage. Wait for the Lord. David's under considerable pressure in this psalm. He is surrounded by evildoers and enemies. There are armies ranged against him. And what does he need most of all? What does he look for? What is his requirement? Well, he needs protection from God. He needs a stronghold, a refuge, a place to run to. And he needs peace. He needs that calm assurance of the presence of the Lord with him. And he finds both in this psalm. He runs to God for safety and salvation. The Lord is the stronghold of my life. It's he that he turns to for safety. It's he that he turns to for salvation. The Lord is my light and my salvation. He's the one I trust. He's the one who saves me. I needn't fear anybody else. And he's the one on whom I gaze to find peace and satisfaction. I don't know if you have that experience sometimes of you gaze at a beautiful scene. Maybe it's a sunset or just a majestic scene of nature, something that gives you just that sense of peace within. Well, here the psalmist says, what I long to do is gaze on the one who made all that. I long to gaze on the beauty of the Lord, to allow that peace, that satisfaction in God to fill my life. The psalmist knows that as he worships God, it lifts his spirit, it exalts him, it lifts him up, it encourages him, it spurs him on to do more things. And even in the midst of stressful circumstances, he knows that God will inspire, God will encourage, God will give him that peace. Let me be honest with you. Having heard the news yesterday from the Northern Ireland Executive and thinking about how to put things in place, the idea of reopening is to some degree a stressful one, because we know that things will not be the way they were, and we know that certain measures are going to have to be put in place, and folk will be working to do that. over the days to come. But it is a stressful thing. And so we need, actually, at this time, more than any other perhaps, to turn to God and to seek His face, to look to Him, to feel His embrace, His welcome, know that He will never reject us or never turn away from us, and ultimately to follow in His ways, not in the ways of any human being or indeed of any human authority, but to follow in His ways and know that we're doing the right thing in His eyes. And that's the key. So pray for me and for Session and for others that we will seek His face, that we will feel His presence around us as we make the decisions and take the steps we have to take to be able to open up again, and that we will follow His ways, that we will listen for His voice, and that we will go down the paths that He leads us. We look forward to being able to worship together again, and it will happen. But in the meantime, what the psalmist encourages us to do, and what we should encourage each other to do, is to wait for the Lord. Be strong, be courageous, continue to draw strength from His word in these daily devotions and through your own private devotions, and wait for the Lord. And He will prove faithful to us. He will sustain us. He will be our stronghold. He will be our refuge. He will be our peace. God bless today. Take care.